Hi, I'm David, and I'm back with Magic ManaStrike. Yesterday, I upgraded some cards in my red Koth deck to take it into the standard event. Go ahead and watch that video. I actually went 9-0, so I'm pretty proud of that. And let's try to keep it up today. If I do, in fact, win a number of games in a row, we can see that I'm starting at 2,390 stars. And my goal today is to get up to 2,500 for rank 9. So let's get right into some games. If you are enjoying the content and are not already, please subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, leave a like on the video, leave a comment. I'll answer all the comments as always. So the first opponent looks like a Dovin player. So Dovin is blue and white, often plays some flying units. The Sphinx is going to be the most annoying one. So let's open with an aggressive start. I guess it's only the Hell Rider. Wow, the Hell Rider's jump was enough damage for the Enclave Elite, and my opponent was forced, presumably, to play Dovin. I don't think you would voluntarily play Dovin against this. And actually, because of the Wave Crash Triton, I was having a little bit of difficulty eliminating Dovin with just the Koth. I'm saving up for the Hell Rider here. Yeah, so there's the Sphinx. Sphinx is really good because it made my own 2 units attack each other. I'm getting ready to play Koth again to answer Dovin. There's Enclave Elite, so my opponent didn't have anything to directly... sorry. My opponent didn't have Wave Crash Triton, is the card that I was thinking about. And actually, my opponent feels so pressured by the Koth that made it through that he played another Dovin. So, let's get Fire Shrine Keeper here and Koth next, so that Wave Crash Triton doesn't push Koth away. And actually, I placed Koth near the wall, so that Wave Crash Triton, if Koth is against the wall, then he won't move when Wave Crash Triton pushes him back. Alright, so both my opponent and I are out of Planeswalkers here, so I'm hoping that I can just do some tower damage until the 1 minute mark. Yeah, let's play Hell Rider. Let's keep my opponent on his toes. Next best option is going to be Swashbuckler because it's ranged. And also, I would like to get Swashbuckler back in the rotation. So there's Dovin almost immediately. I'll play Koth. I am watching the Ninja of the Deep Hours, because if I let it go unanswered, I will lose a Sub-Guardian. And actually, I lost the top Sub-Guardian because I was too overconfident in my ability to defend it. So right now I'm playing out more cards. My opponent definitely has an advantage here because I played Koth to defend my Sub-Guardian that I eventually lost. I feel like that was my opponent's Dovin from the tower. From the Sub-Guardian, I should say. But if it wasn't, and my opponent has another Dovin, I very likely lose. Alright, so I'm just... Sphinx really wrecked me there. I'm trying to get as much tower damage as I can. So Sphinx is out of the rotation right now, which means I should probably commit as much as I can. But at the same time, I'm really going to lose to multiple Spectral Processions. So, alright, I've changed my strategy. There's 30 seconds left in the game, and I don't think I can deal 2,000 damage to the Sub-Guardian because of Sphinx and Wave Crash Triton. So my new strategy is to defend to the max my Sub-Guardian. And Wave Crash Triton actually dealt enough damage to it to win. I don't think that Ninja was going to make it in 7 seconds. So I think that's pretty unfortunate. I had all the units out there that I could to try and defeat Wave Crash Triton, but it didn't happen. Oh well. Alright, let's make sure to grab the daily quest reward. So in rare cards. Okay, alright. So, yeah, I should have been more defensive on the first Sub-Guardian and not lost it. But then, in hindsight, I should have not had the aggression because I wasted a ton of mana in a push that didn't end up eliminating the Sub-Guardian. If I'd put all that mana into defense, maybe I would have taken less damage on the second Sub-Guardian. Alright, this opponent is a Nahiri. So, Nahiri's red and white, but notoriously difficult for me to kill because her ability makes her take no damage, I believe. So let's start out with all of this, and hopefully my opponent is a little overwhelmed. Alright, I can totally handle the current push in the top row with Koth. He's doing a lot. I guess he didn't do everything I wanted him to. Okay, so there's a Haunted Guardian and a Fire Shrine Keeper still alive. Alright, this is pretty bad. I don't know if Nahiri's AoE. If she isn't, that's pretty good. The Hadron Scouts are a good answer. I'm trying very, very hard not to play Koth because I guess I wasted my first one on the first Nahiri. So there's the second Nahiri, and because I've been saving up mana, I can answer it with Koth right now. So I did take a lot of tower damage on her first push because I was being a little greedy, but oh my gosh, actually, something that I didn't even notice, the bottom Sub-Guardian's gone. I took it out with my initial push, or my initial aggression of the Hellrider, Goblin Artillery, and Hadron Scouts. So I might have played Fire Shrine Keeper a little too early there. Not really. He still killed Blinding Mage. I really hope the Phoenix doesn't die, and that the egg doesn't die. It did, so that's unfortunate. Phoenix should kill Blinding Mage. So, for reference, level 6 Phoenix kills a level 4 Blinding Mage in 2 shots. Alright, I think I'm ready to play a Shivan Dragon. I have so much mana here, and my opponent hasn't played anything yet. Once again, I'm going to use 7 more mana just because I can, is honestly the option. Look at that, I'm back at 7 mana, and my opponent hasn't started many units on my side of the battlefield. So actually, I got to play a second Shivan Dragon, and I think that 2 Shivan Dragons here, yeah, they just eliminated Nahiri, and there's only 57 damage left on the Sub-Guardian, so I will definitely win this game. I'm just keeping up the... Alright, I'll play another Shivan Dragon. Keeping up the pressure, just in case anything absolutely bizarre happens. I don't think there's enough time to take the main Guardian for a 3-0 win. That's not the worst thing at all. So, I'm going to be honest, I did not notice that the lower Sub-Guardian was gone right away. And that was pretty powerful, but didn't impact the game much because I focused most of my time in this game on defense of my top Sub-Guardian. It might have affected my opponent's strategy because I could see that they were putting down cards as fast as they could. They played the second Nahiri pretty early. So possibly it did affect my opponent's strategy, and when my opponents are trying to rush the tower, well, not rush the tower, but when they're trying when they're desperately playing attacks, that's when Koth shines, because he and the Shivan Dragon and the Fire Shrine Keeper are all wonderful AoE defensive units. Okay. The queue took a bit longer than I expected. Estimated wait time, I guess you probably can't see it, my head's probably in the way. Estimated wait time was 5 seconds, but I've been waiting for 35. So, good estimate game. Alright, this is a Will Rowan. So, red and blue. Remember that Will freezes, so it makes it very difficult to kill the Will side of this Planeswalker. But then Rowan is also pretty strong. Ooh, so Shock stunned my Hell Rider and therefore eliminated a lot of damage that it was going to do to the Sub-Guardian. I would definitely play Shivan Dragon. Alright. I was going to say if my opponent showed me something to play it against, and I guess they did. They played their own Shivan Dragon. So, I'll be playing the Hadron Scouts against the Hell Rider after the Hell Rider does its jump, and then I'm going to play this Swashbuckler to try to kill the dragon quickly. That was definitely a mistake. Because Shivan Dragon is an AoE damage unit, it damaged both the Swashbuckler and the Shivan Dragon, so that was a huge mistake on my part. I really need something to hit the Sphinx. Yeah, the Phoenix isn't really cutting it. I will have to play Koth against the Planeswalker and Sphinx here, but Koth is AoE, so kind of like the dragon just played against me. Koth is AoE, so the fact that he bunched all of his units all around each other was actually pretty detrimental to him. And I played the Fire Shrine Keeper here to try to distract the Will so that he would freeze the Fire Shrine Keeper, and my opponent switched to Rowan, who does AoE damage, but that wasn't actually good enough to stop. Dang, I tried to play the Swashbuckler farther back, but it still got stunned, so that's pretty bad for me. I mean, I took some tower damage, but right now we're in ManaStrike, and I have 3 Koth Planeswalkers, so I'm going to play them pretty liberally, and I don't think that I'm going to lose this game. My opponent could have some tricks. I mean, the Will Rowan Planeswalker, just played, is very strong. I'm actually hoping that the Hell Rider jumps and stuns it. I don't think it did. I think that my opponent had a very well-timed switch, and therefore the Planeswalker wasn't stunned. So Will Rowan are pretty hard to kill each time, but I think that I'll be able to defend at least well enough. Actually, not. This is getting pretty difficult. My tower is almost completely gone, and if my opponent is able to kill it before time is up, we would go into overtime. And I did have another Koth Planeswalker available in case I needed it. And their Sub-Guardian was much more heavily damaged than mine, but sometimes I found that in the overtime, in the sudden death portion of the game, I can't actually build up enough of an advantage to eliminate the Sub-Guardian that I need to. So, of course, I'd rather have a win than a draw, but I'd also rather have a draw than a loss. So, I'm just happy that I was able to defend my Sub-Guardian enough that it didn't actually die. Alright, quicker battle this time against a Garruk player. So Garruk is green and black. We can probably expect Circle of Pain and maybe Skull Catapult, though with the nerf people have been playing Skull Catapult a little less. I will start off aggressive just to force my opponent's hand. Let's see if the Hadron Scouts can block the No, they didn't come out early enough to distract the Haunted Guardian. But there's a Garruk and a Vengevine on the top, so let's make sure to address the Vengevine, but only with the Phoenix. I mean, this is an instance where I'm going to take damage. Ooh, Garruk's special ability does do pushback, so yeah, Koth was pushed back and died. So that wasn't great. I am still able to stop this push, but actually I took way more damage from the Sylvan Advocate than the Vengevine. So I'm going to have to really watch out this game. And this is a game where having a building card would be very good. There are a lot of games where having a building card would be beneficial, but this one specifically, I'm not going to get in that much aggression, which makes my aggressive composition a lot worse. So I would rather have a defensive build. I had to play Fire Shrine Keeper against this Geralt's Messenger, which means I'm not going to have a response to Vengevine when it comes out. Yeah, there it is. Remember, the Phoenix last time wasn't too good against it, so I am a little worried. Well, alright. Koth took out Garruk without dying this time, so I play the Fire Shrine Keeper to keep the Haunted Guardian distracted, because I really, really want my Goblin Artillery to eliminate the Sub-Guardian, which it does right now. So now I'm a Sub-Guardian ahead. I'm going to play the Hadron Scouts to deal with the Vengevine, and Koth to deal with Garruk. Oh no, wow, I took a lot of damage on both my Sub-Guardians there. My lower Sub-Guardian is probably foregone. I don't, like, he could send in a Geralt's Messenger or a Vengevine and take it out, so yeah, there's the Vengevine. So what I really have to do is focus everything on the upper Sub-Guardian and try to make it an even match. So that's what I'm doing. Wow, I have 2 Goblin Artilleries out. Unfortunately, they'll be killed by Circle of Pain. I should have seen that coming, but I didn't. So in 14 seconds, the question is, can I deal enough damage to the Sub-Guardian? I think the answer could be yes, which is why I'm trying to cycle through to my Goblin Artillery. Wow. With seconds to spare, I did eliminate the second Sub-Guardian. So right now, I'm going to be ultra defensive. And my goal right now is to tie. Honestly, I don't think that I can win. I don't think my units are strong enough. And also my opponent has tower damage creatures with the Vengevine, the Geralt's Messenger. So I'm ignoring the Hellrider and Goblin Artillery in the first 2 slots of my dock and purely playing out the cards as I can afford them. So right now, I'm saving for Shivan Dragon because I think it's going to be a better answer to these 2 units. And then I have Hadron Scouts that I'm just going to play, Fire Shrine Keeper. Wow, if you noticed, Geralt's Messenger was actually walking so fast that the Swashbuckler's arrow missed it every time. I think that was a combination of its speed and its angle. But that was really unfortunate that the Swashbuckler's arrow did not hit the Geralt's Messenger as he walked. So I think that game was pretty good evidence of how you can identify when you need to draw a game to avoid losing, and then how to enact that draw. So I desperately eliminated the second Sub-Guardian, and then I completely gave up any hope of winning the game and played units all around my main Guardian, knowing that my opponent was going to send in Vengevines and Geralt's Messengers. So I didn't want to have to address them right at the crossover. I wanted to wait and concentrate all my units defending my main Guardian itself. I was talking I did not see who this opponent is playing, so shoot, I wish I would have played Shivan Dragon a little farther back, because he can take out the ninja. He just needs to be in range, and he was not in range. So hopefully all of this, I was going to say Dovin isn't a good answer to all of this, but the Sphinx is. So that push did very little. Alright, so Koth has to come out. I'm hoping that Wave Crash Triton doesn't deal with Koth before Koth deals with Dovin. It didn't, and I got a Phoenix back from the egg, so all of that was pretty powerful, but since my opponent is playing Spectral Procession, I do have to be careful. That Sphinx was amazing. It made my Phoenix kill my Hell Rider, and then my opponent took next to no damage. Luckily, that was not a very strong offense with the Dovin. Well, it's unfortunate that Koth got core entangled and not the Fire Shrine Keeper. I have to answer the core entangler, but I didn't have very good options, so I let the tower deal with it. Yeah, the Spectral Procession is going to be annoying again to handle, so I did take some tower damage, and Koth is attacking really slowly. Alright, hopefully the Hell Rider stuns the Wave Crash Triton. I think it's too far away. Yeah. No, we got in the stun, so I think all of that was pretty good, but it's going to be a real tooth and nail fight to win this game. So I played the Shivan Dragon in preparation for the Spectral Procession because I knew it was coming, and I had the mana for it. Wow, here's another one. They're already back to it, but I think that Shivan Dragon should, and Fire Shrine Keeper's there. So yeah, they handled it pretty well. I am more damaged on the Sub-Guardian than my opponent is, and Sphinx was very poorly played there. Yeah, so the Sub-Guardian's gone, which means I'm going to win this game. My opponent played the Sphinx and only hit the Hell Rider. Now, if he had hit other units, they would have attacked the Hell Rider and might have even attacked each other. But instead, since my opponent's Sphinx only hit the Hell Rider turned around. I mean, he got hit, but that's all unfortunate. Actually, no, I guess he probably didn't get hit by my own units because they weren't confused to attack their allies. So, I wouldn't say that play lost my opponent the game, because I had some strong stuff going for the Sub-Guardian anyway, but my opponent should have played the Sphinx better or been a little more patient. Alright, next game is against a Tezzeret player. Tezzeret is blue-black, so we can expect some of the same things that we saw last game. Tezzeret players are doing all kinds of different things right now because he's just that strong, so we might see Ninja, we might see Ether Squall Reaver Demon. Good to know that my opponent is playing Lightning Tower. That's why I start off with those aggressive units, is to see how my opponent's choosing to defend. Alright, so a Haunted Guardian as well is not an answer to the Shivan Dragon, so I feel like my opponent has a plan, like as in some kind of trick. Alright, there's Waygate. So there's the trick. I'm going to see units pop out. Grave Titan is not surprising, because it's so powerful and so hard to kill. And wow, Ninja as well. So my opponent has dealt over half of the damage necessary to the tower. I think I need to be very prepared for the next Waygate combo. Alright, I'm trying to play as little as possible in both mana and units to respond to this stuff. I really hope Koth dies, because he's kind of my only hope here. I really should have committed less to the defense. Luckily for me, I was maybe not conservative enough, but pretty conservative, such that, and I played the cards in a correct order, such that I had them back for the Waygate defense. So those Enclave Elite, I am fairly confident that now that it's ManaStrike, I'm going to get Waygated again. So I'm tossing out my more useless cards, my useless defense cards. And there it is. So Koth's going to come down. Distraction units, just everything I've got to distract this Grave Titan from my tower. Even the Goblin Artillery I threw down there, so that hopefully units would attack it instead of the tower. Wow, my opponent is already prepared for the next Waygate, and honestly, my problem is going to be that I don't have Koth. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that my units took the main Guardian for a 3-0 win. I didn't care. I almost didn't care about the second sub-Guardian because I knew that there was no way my opponent was going to take a sub... Like, in that kind of deck, you don't go for the sub-Guardians at all. You put all of your Waygates on the main Guardian. So I could have won that game 1-0 and been fine, but there was a time when I didn't want to use my... Because if I put out my defensive units, then they're not in my dock to defend the Waygate attack. So I put out my aggressive units just to hit the second sub-Guardian, and then I was able to defend each of the Waygate plays, and then somehow my units, there were enough left over from all of the defenses and attacks that they dealt enough damage to the main Guardian. So that was pretty surprising and not necessary. You should not intentionally go for the 3-0 win in that matchup. The way that you win the game is to defend the tower repeatedly, and that's another game, actually that specific matchup, if you have a building, you just place the building and then the enemies attack the other building instead of the main Guardian. So definitely could have been an easier matchup with a different deck list. But I think it was pretty impressive that Koth was an MVP there, but the other units, the Fireshrine Keeper, the Hadron Scouts, everything that I could just toss down to distract the Grave Titan and other units while also dealing them damage in return, stopped my opponent from winning that game. Alright, so this is a Nahiri. I've already played her once today, and played her a bunch in the last ranked play video. Alright, let's see what she's got. Blinding Mage. Ugh, the Blinding Mage's range is just so long. My answer to Blinding Mage is Swashbuckler, and to the Hell Rider is Hadron Scouts to eat at it away quickly. But the you have to play the Hadron Scouts after Hell Rider jumps. Oh wow, my opponent is running Vent Sentinel. So that was a very well timed and placed Vent Sentinel. I almost committed Shivan Dragon to this, but I don't think, because Nahiri can activate this ability right now, where she's not taking any damage, I don't think it was the right choice. And wow, Blinding Mage can just launch from across the board there. That really shouldn't, the range shouldn't be that large for the Blinding Mage. So I can actually answer the Blinding Mage with Hadron Scouts as well. Whereas Hadron Scouts, so the reason I chose Hadron Scouts for the Blinding Mage was because they cannot attack air units. So I used the Swashbuckler on the Griffin. Alright, so this is going to be a little tough. I want to play units against the Hellrider, but I have to wait. Well, and units that would back up Koth. But I have to wait for all of them until the Hellrider jumps. So that did make it pretty difficult. And Shivan Dragon is damaging my Sphinx as well. Luckily, I was able to answer these units one for one with the Sphinx and the Swashbuckler. But that was a really good push on the Nahiri player's part. And really tough for me to defend. I should have expected Vent Sentinel. Luckily, Vent Sentinel has died. Alright, Griffin's 2 mana and handled the Goblin Artillery, so my opponent has a pretty good mana advantage there because he had already played it. Let's say she, don't know the gender, but they're playing a female Planeswalker. She had already defended with the Griffin. She had already committed the Griffin, but it got extra value from killing the Goblin Artillery. So I am just 1 Goblin Artillery hit away from a win here. So I'm waiting until Vent Sentinel's gone, and I have the opportunity to drop a Goblin Artillery, which is right now. I have the mana and time to do so, and I know Vent Sentinel just died. Okay, now it's just not losing a that Subguardian. I probably could have totally ignored the upper Blinding Mage and just played defensively. Yeah, even the Phoenix defensively. Yeah, that probably would have been the right choice. Only in recognition of the time that was left. If there's more than a few seconds, Blinding Mage will wipe out a tower, a Subguardian all by itself. So, Nahiri did have a couple of good moments, but Koth's decks, Koth's red defensive cards are just too good. They really are. Alright, next match is Found. The opponent is a Chandra. Okay, so I can pretty handedly defeat Chandra, even more so than Nahiri. She is aggressive, so I do not start with Hellrider Goblin Artillery. I save all of my mana because the Chandra opponent should show her hand pretty quickly. Just like that, Hellrider, as soon as the mana hits 10, I played 2 flying units this time because it's all I had ready, but also they don't, they can't get stunned by the Hellrider. So normally I would be following this up with an aggressive push, but I'm being defensive, so my opponent is running Hellrider, Fire Shrine Keeper, Hellrider, Fire Shrine Keeper, Phoenix, Walking Ballista, Hadron Scouts, Hellrider, Fire Shrine Keeper, Phoenix, Hadron Scouts, Haunted Guardian, Walking Ballista. So I think there's one card I haven't seen. And no Planeswalker. So I'm getting very suspicious. Alright, there's a Chandra. That there hasn't been a Planeswalker played in more than a minute. Suspicious as in this could be a bot, or they could be trying to play the one card that I haven't seen, which is, I'm going to presume, Inferno Giant right now. They are probably trying to get me to use all my mana so that Chandra can make it pretty deep into my territory and then play Inferno Giant right next to my tower. That's what I think is happening. Wow, unfortunately, Haunted Guardian is holding its own against Koth because my opponent played Ratchet Bomb. If I've counted correctly, I still haven't seen that 7th card. Okay, so I see a Hellrider. I need to wait to answer it, which is pretty disappointing, but I just accept that I'm going to take some tower damage. There is a Chandra. I have plenty of mana right now, so I can afford the Shivan Dragon. I mean, he's really good, but he does take a lot of resources for actually not too much damage. If there are too many units around. So yeah, actually my tower has 430 health left, whereas his has 700. So, wow. I can't believe that I killed the Hellrider there before it damaged my tower, but and the Hellrider will finish out this game. My Hellrider will finish out the game. But I was trying to say, but it got too intense, that with just a couple of attacks, my opponent could wipe me out, since it was sudden death, faster than I would have been able to wipe them out. And Hellrider was one of those cards. I mean, if Hellrider had made it to the Sub-Guardian, it probably would have dealt all the damage and I would have lost that game. So it's pretty lucky that I had enough units. I say lucky. Get to that in a second. It's pretty lucky that I had enough units there to kill the Hellrider before it made it to the tower. Now, it's not just luck. It's that I was playing all my defensive cards out before I played my offensive cards. I recognized that I had to defend the tower before attacking my opponent's tower. And that is why there was enough damage right at the crossover point there to kill the Hellrider. Alright, and this is going to be ranking up to 9 for the Vivien season. I've been at 9 before during the Koth season. But this was my goal for the day, was to get to rank 9 for the Vivien season. So, some nice cards in that booster. And, yeah, let's keep going. Let's move on up. Yeah, so, alright, good for us. We found another match pretty quickly this time. It knows we found the match. It's probably just loading the opponent. Alright. Let me know what rank you are. I'm pretty sure once you get up to 8 and 9, you win 25 stars for a win, lose 25 for a loss. So if you can win more games than you... Okay, I guess we didn't find a match. If you win more games than you lose, then you move up the ladder. So I would love to hear what rank you're at, what stars you're at, what your local meta is, because I'm sure there are local metas. If you look at the top leaderboard, it's totally warped by the best deck in the game. And then people play its counters, and then you play counters to the counters. So it's a really rock, paper, scissors game. Whereas at lower ranks, you're playing a lot more variety of decks. So you just sort of play a generally defensive and offensive deck. Pretty much what I'm doing. I mean, I'm nowhere near the top of the ladder here. My next goal is to reach top 200. But that is probably a long way away. Alright, so I played the Hadron Scouts and Fire Shrine Keeper because I waited for Ninja to get close enough. I think I'm going to play Hellrider because Shivan Dragon should back it up pretty well. Yeah, the Planeswalker got stunned, so that's pretty good for me, but at the same time... Oh, come on, stun the Planeswalker again. Nah, the Hellrider died. So Will did get stunned. Oh my gosh. Alright, well, I was particularly surprised by that. Gosh, I really should figure out what the card's called. Because that's not Waygate, but it's some kind of gate, or transportation portal. And Rowan's just going at my tower. I really wish she would have damaged some of the units, but my Sub-Guardian is gone. And I'm not nearly that close on the lower Sub-Guardian. Now that really wasn't because of the combat trick of switching the lane. I had Koth and a bunch of other units played in the upper lane. It's just that the Rowan side of the Planeswalker is really good. Alright, I do have to be careful here because there's a chance they could play the transportation card again. There wouldn't be much point except to go for the main Guardian, which is a totally valid point. Alright, switches to Rowan. Oh my gosh, the Phoenix, or the Sphinx is just every time. I don't think I'm going to win this game. I mean, I don't think there's even a chance. The Rowan Planeswalker is too good, it does too much damage, and my opponent has Sphinx anytime I get close. I guess I should play out my Koth. I mean, I only have 30 seconds left to do it. I mean, here comes Sphinx, right? So, yeah, there's just no hope. I mean, I'm trying my best. I'm playing out all the units I can, as close to the tower as I can. And by this time, my opponent has Sphinx back in hand. So, yeah, I mean, after... I don't know. I was going to say that after losing a Sub-Guardian, there wasn't much chance of me winning, but I don't think that's even it. The group of units that took out my Sub-Guardian first was literally too powerful for me to answer. I threw everything I had at it and couldn't answer that push. So, I mean, that is what it is. But the fact that every time I built up any kind of advance, any kind of chance at doing tower damage, my opponent had Sphinx back and could just play it down and stop everything. Even without the combat trick, I probably couldn't have won that game. I would have just gotten Sphinxed over and over. Okay, so next opponent is a Tezzeret. Tezzeret doesn't really make you feel good because he has a bunch of cheat cards, like, they're not cheat cards, but like Drill's Messenger comes back. I mean, what other aggressive unit revives? Like, it's not even a defensive unit that can revive. So Tezzeret can get really frustrating too. But the, wow, Reaver Demon for 2, that's just an interesting choice, and no backup. Okay, so we know that my opponent is a Reaver Demon deck. We don't know if they're running Ether Squall, and we haven't seen a Tezzeret yet. I would expect Tezzeret to be played here, because what I have is pretty strong. Nope, we're just going to get Sphinxed again. So, I mean, Sphinx died from the Shivan Dragon, so that's really good. I didn't know that that unit can attack air, but that's okay. My opponent is also playing the... If you know what the card's called, leave it in the comment. Call me out. I need to remember once a game ends, just to check it's name. I'm probably going to get Reaver Demoned again. Reaver Demon for 0 is weird. Shivan Dragon can probably answer it alone. Well, I got tricked. I probably should have seen that coming. Switching the lane of the Reaver Demon. Sphinx on the Shivan Dragon. Shivan Dragon should kill the Sphinx. But the Sphinx let the tower not take any damage from the Shivan Dragon. So hopefully right here my aggressive units are enough. I haven't seen any Planeswalker. and the Planeswalker was only played after I played mine. So I'm suspecting it's a bot. They played that card, the switch card, for no advantage. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is a bot. Also, I just dropped from 9 to 8 with the loss, and that's typically when I've seen bots appear. But this is just an insane bot with the Sphinxes and the... it's mostly the Sphinxes. So my goal for this game might actually be to tie. Well, I haven't taken much tower damage, but I don't know that I can, even with an extra minute of game time, I don't know that I can. Come on. That was my fault. I didn't think about the fact that the switch card would be coming. And my opponent already has the next Sphinx ready for my bottom lane push that was able to go through. Oh my gosh, only 741 damage. Oh my, no, don't get another attack in. Wow, that's really disappointing. Alright, I'll do another couple of games. But these last two losses have been some pretty sad losses. So, I am approaching being done for the day. Alright, this opponent is a Dovin. Seeing a lot of Dovins, and I kind of feel like it's because people want to play Teferi but don't want to buy him, which I understand, because I have Dovin, and if I wanted to play blue-white, I'd play Dovin as well. Alright, Lightning Tower's very strong defense. It's almost dead, though, from just the Hellrider. 7 is going to be a lot to answer the Ninja, but it allows me to put a Shivan Dragon in play. Ratchet Bombing the Shivan Dragon did very, very little. Alright, we see Icefall Dragon coming out. All of these units that I'm playing are really to protect the Goblin Artillery because it's my tower damage right now. I did get Sphinxed. Luckily, they didn't kill the Goblin Artillery. Just dealt a lot of damage to it. So that's still not great, but... Alright, Ratchet Bomb again. So Goblin Artillery did get in some tower damage. Yeah, by the time I have Hellrider back, my opponent has Lightning Tower, so... I suspect that I won't get a lot of value out of Hellrider this game. And I'm not going to play the dragon this time. Just the normal Hadron Scouts plus something else. It's been a minute and 30 seconds and I've seen no Planeswalkers, so out comes Koth. Because if I don't use him, I'm not going to win, which is what happened last game. Oh my gosh. The Wavecrash Triton has so much health, it's ridiculous. The Shivan Dragon does a lot of damage, but it still took him multiple breaths to take out the Wavecrash Triton. Yeah, this is another game where I'm just kind of going to be trying really hard to deal chip, you would call it chip damage on the Sub-Guardian. But my opponent is better at it than me. Alright, well, I lose this game because Shivan Dragon fell in the wrong lane. So if he was in the top lane right now, that would be a very nice defense. But yeah, I'm just going to get Ratchet Bombed and Ninja'd down because there's a certain amount of damage that you can never prevent. Wavecrash Triton's going to eliminate the Ratchet Bomb in one attack. Not the Goblin Artillery in one attack. And now there's only 600 damage left on my Sub-Guardian. So, unless Dragon can kill the ninja through AoE damage, I am just going to lose this game. Yeah. So another disappointing one where I could never even reach the tower, and so all my opponent had to do was get a bunch of tiny direct damages. I mean, it was mostly 1 or 2 ninja attacks and ratchet bombs. Just got enough repeated times to eliminate 1 Sub-Guardian. Lucky we caught this one fast. It's Teferi, so another white-blue, and probably a pretty similar deck with 1 building being Lightning Tower, probably running Sphinx, just because it's too good. Let's test whether or not they have a building in their starting dock. Didn't play one in time, so alright, plays a Blinding Mage. Blinding Mage is going to take that out. At least it got in another attack, but alright, so I'm playing Koth here just because there's a Planeswalker, and so I want to answer the Planeswalker. I got Sphinxed as I expected, so there's yep, everything's gone. Koth didn't even kill Teferi because of the Sphinx, so hopefully the Hadron Scouts can, because I can't afford to play another Koth. Whew. Aw, oh, man. I forgot that Blinding Mage can deal tower damage from that far away. So, my opponent is up a Sub-Guardian. Oh, yeah, so Teferi's ability is that he can heal. So, that is probably why I have been unable to kill Teferi the normal way, is because when he gets mostly damaged, he just heals it all off. Maybe the Swashbuckler's range is enough that it can be not hit by the Wave Crash Triton. Whatever spot on my phone is right there is really bad because I meant to drop the Fire Shrine Keeper in the upper lane. So my opponent has an extra Teferi on me, plus the heal, plus the fact that I'm not even close on this lower Sub-Guardian. I mean, I'm going to lose this game. I don't think there's any way that I can deal enough damage, deal 4,000 damage to a tower when I'm not at a mana advantage or a card advantage, or a Planeswalker advantage or anything like that. It's not going to happen. So, so I'm using Fire Shrine Keeper as the distraction, and then Koth as the main attack. Sometimes I do the opposite. Luckily, Koth is still attacking the Planeswalker. If he falls to the other side, he might only start damaging towers. Hopefully, Hadron Scouts can answer the Blinding Mage, but a level 7 Blinding Mage is really strong. Yeah, I meant to put the Goblin Artillery in the top row. So multiple units have fallen incorrectly on my phone today, so I probably have to clean the screen and do a bunch of other stuff. So I think this is going to be my last game. I mean, I've lost a bunch in a row, so it's not really a great end to the video. But there's misplays that I can't control right now. Have to, you know, wash the phone and stuff. So, yeah, like I was just saying, a pretty disappointing end to the video, but 3 or 4 losses in a row, and I'm not really into playing anymore, so I'll end the video here, regroup, probably change the deck. Yeah, I'm fully decided. This is the last time I'm going to play the aggressive version of the deck. A more defensive version with specifically Event Sentinel could maybe help me in the games that I just played. I don't know. I'll have to play it to see. So look forward to that in the next ranked play video. Thank you for sticking with it. If you're still here to the end, I appreciate you. And if you like the video, subscribe to the channel, like it, leave a comment on misplays that I made, not clearly the misdrops, but anything that you think could help me improve. And I'll see you next time.